Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. Today is Wednesday and it is 12 noon, and you are here for the noon report. And I am your host, Dr. Ron. I'm so glad that you stopped in to see what we got to talk about on today. And I said we because Mr. Lee Michaels should be dropping in sometime before the show is over with. So, I just want to dive right in. First thing I want to do is always give a shout out to my mentor, Dr. Hunt. Dr. Hunt and I have been traveling in life together for 30 plus years. And out of those 30 plus years, he has been a blessing to both me and my family. So I just want to encourage you to get a mentor, someone that you can have guiding you, helping you, and then you can be a blessing to their family as well. But I encourage you to do that and then get a show so you can shout your mentor out because they are invaluable. That's the message. Understand that mentors are invaluable. All right. So, going to my top story today, as always, I want to talk about Country Club Hills. Now, Country Club Hills is a small town south of Chicago. But one of the reasons why I talk about Country Club Hills is because I know in small towns all across America and around the world, we have the same situations. We have poor government, small governments that think that they can fly under radar and nobody's paying attention to what's going on. But they are poor governing. They're not taking care of the needs of the people. So, Country Club Hills, if you're listening, some of your people are listening, and I hope the people rise up and tell you, do your job. And I encourage people all across the country to do the same thing. Rise up and tell your government to do their job. Their job is to take care of the needs of the people in the community that put them in office. And when you're not doing your job, then you need to be told about it. We've got managers, city managers, we got mayors, we got over government, more people in positions than we need. And these people are not doing their job. You know, they're getting around to putting people in place, they're filling patronage positions, and people don't want to work. You know, when you ask people about coming out to provide inspections, they say, well, why should I come look? Because that's your job. You know, I'm a citizen of this community and I need you to do your job. So it's like, man, people, make your government serve you. And if they don't, just don't reelect them. Okay. Moving on, Rudy Giuliani. Oh my God. I saw this and I fell out laughing. Rudy Giuliani had to admit to people that it was to the court that he made false statements about the government, the Georgia election workers. Um, you know, that was one of the things that he did. He attacked the Georgia election workers, those ladies that were performing the duties of counting the vote. And he tried to say that they were cheating, they were doing something wrong, but yet he had to admit in court that it was false statements made against those ladies that were doing their job. You know, he put so much pressure on them. I don't know if you all remember this or not, but there were many Trump supporters that threatened their lives. Two ladies that had been working the election for 20, 30 years, and they had to go into hiding because Giuliani threatened, told people that they were doing stuff wrong, and Trump supporters began to threaten their lives. So now he has to go to court, and he has gone to court and admitted that he lied. Okay, he lies. See, that's the problem. See, people that support Trump tell lies. But now I wonder how many people will see the fact that he is now coming forward with the truth. Okay, because there are many people that don't look at mainstream media and they miss the fact that, oh, well, I lied. So they're still living on the fact that what he said they thought was the truth. And it was not the truth. He put people in danger. Okay. So, I want you to spread the word for those that follow me and listen to me. Tell them he lied. We told you it was a lie from Jump Street. And now you just now coming around to the fact that he told a lie. We told you a lie. He was lying before he told you he was lying. Okay. So begin to understand that there are many people that will not get the truth out of this news flare. I got it off of the New York Times. The New York Times reported this on today that Giuliani came forth and said that he lied about the election workers. Now, there's other things that he lied about, but in specific detail, he lied about that one. McCarthy, oh my God. I got to talk about this one. This is so insane. McCarthy's moving toward impeachment inquiry about President Biden. Now, on yesterday, Trump put out a comment instructing the Congress to do impeachment against President Biden, that he was the most crooked president in all of history, and he needs to be impeached. So now McCarthy has come forward with a loophole talking about we're going to do an inquiry about information to be able to impeach. Well, first of all, I don't know where they're getting their information from other than Donald Trump that he's a criminal, because, the criminal himself is just trying to attack the leading Democratic opposition in the general election for president, the presidential election coming up. So if he can get him impeached at least once, then he would match him toe to toe. But, President Biden hasn't done all the criminal acts that Trump has done. We have 4 grand juries that have brought in indictments against President Trump. 4. We've got Manhattan, which is a state grand jury. We've got Florida, which is a federal grand jury for the documents. We've got Washington, D.C., which is a federal grand jury. And now we have Georgia, which is a state grand jury. All 4 have moved to bring felony charges against Donald Trump. All 4. They have enough evidence to bring in grand jury charges against Donald Trump. So it's interesting that he feels like, he's got an opportunity to be the front runner out of the Republican Party. There has been conversation and talk about looking elsewhere for a candidate to run against President Biden. So they're trying to even the playing field by trying to discredit President Biden. Now, granted, he's not, the best person in the world, but look at the mess that he had to clean up after Trump was president. Worldwide, Trump had made a mockery of the United States government. Well, he came in talking about, I'm a businessman, not a politician. Well, maybe he should have followed the rules of decorum and decided not to ruin the business of the United States of America. Hello. He ran it like it was a good old boys club. He brought in his fellas and and made a mockery, of the United States. And the people that follow him followed a lie. They followed a lie. I can't say it enough. They followed a lie. He's lied. He's cheated. He fed his family funds. He fed his friends projects and funds. That's why they were all put in situations where they had to be, indicted. All of his friends got indicted. His lawyers got indicted. So Donald Trump, they call him the Teflon Don because he doesn't think anything will stick against him. But guess what? We got 4 grand juries that have found felony charges. Felony charges. I can't say it enough. Felony charges. And all of these trials will be going on. And then let's just keep it real. The only reason why Donald Trump wants to be president so that he can pardon himself, at least on the federal charges. He can't pardon himself on the state charges, and the state charges are just as detrimental to his liberties to be free as the state charges, the federal charges. He's got issues. And McCarthy, on his command, is now trying to do an impeachment inquiry towards the sitting president with no evidence, there's no outward, it must be an undercover thing, the same thing that many members of the Republican Party will be probably brought charges against them for being able to participate in the January 6th trying to take over. Speaking of which, I ran across some information here today. A truck driver who assaulted a police officer with a flagpole during the January 6th attack was sentenced to 4 years in prison. So there are still people going to jail that were on the videos from the January 6th riot and insurrection. It's just so crazy. President Biden, let me read this right quick. President Biden will establish a national monument today to Emmett Till, the black teenager who was murdered in the 1950s. Now, by him signing that proclamation, which I think is very important, because many governors or elected officials, especially in the South, are trying to make Black history go away. And Black history is too important to make it go away. So when you sign proclamations to members of like Emmett Till, who were members of the Civil Rights Movement, he was very instrumental in causing the Civil Rights Movement to blow up by his mother, Mamie Till, choosing to have an open casket so that people saw what happened to him, all the abuse and torture that they did to him during the time of the 50s. And it was the start of the civil rights movement. Okay, we got to stop this. You will not be able to go into people's house and lie and make up things that they said that they did so that you can lynch them and kill them. So I think it's important that the civil rights movement in history never go away. The civil rights movement will never go away. And I encourage all teachers, educators, parents to begin to teach your children at an early age what went on so that they can understand the survival skills necessary to not let these things happen to us again. And I say this all the time. The blood of our ancestors cries out for us never to forget what took place in the civil rights movement. It's very important for people to understand that we need to keep that information out there. We need to understand what took place during the civil rights movement so that we do not ever let them write us out of the history books. In Florida, they're still trying to say that, oh no, you know, we don't want to talk about that. Oh, that's so violent. Well, you did it. You did it. You need to face the facts that you did it. Speaking of Florida, President um, DeSantis is cutting his staff to less than 1/3. He's losing momentum in his presidential bid. I want to talk about this right quick. It's so funny. I think it's a funny comment. President Biden's dog has bitten several Secret Service officers and sent them to the hospital. His dog's name is Commander, and I think the dog has got something going on there. He's only biting select Secret Service members. Now, you think about this. Dogs have instincts and senses to protect their master. And if a Secret Service agent is not, doesn't have the right motive coming to work, then they're supposed to get bit by the dog. They don't need him. They don't need the Secret Service agent. They need the dog. So the dog attacked several Secret Service agencies. That tells me a whole lot. See, if y'all remember, I told you about a week or so ago that they had cocaine in the White House. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, the dog bites Secret Service agents. I don't know about you, but 1 and 1 equal 2. You know, so if you're a Secret Service agent, walk around with cocaine in your pocket, and Commander might be a cocaine sniffing dog. We don't know where they got Commander from. So he might have sniffed it on him and attacked him. And then another one too. So it's 2 agents that got attacked. Okay. Trust the dog. The dog knows something that y'all don't know. The dog is protecting its family. Okay. You know, the Biden family are its family. And I'm sure Commander wasn't hungry, but he sniffed something. Something wasn't right with them agents. Now, they might have been, you know, representatives of the Republican Party, and their job is to make sure that they, you know, stir up all kinds of dirt on the president. And then all of a sudden, now the dog is bit. I would trust the dog. That's what I would do. Trust the dog. The dog knows something. And if he's biting Secret Service agents, they ain't right. Okay? Because all of a sudden, a friendly family dog just attacking people, yeah, something ain't right with that. I would trust the dog. The dog knows something. Commander, I salute you. You are on your job protecting your family. So I would encourage you all to trust the dog. I would check the pockets of those Secret Service agents to see if they got some more cocaine in their pocket, getting ready to drop it somewhere around where all of a sudden, mysteriously, it can be found. And just remember, you all, there's video cameras everywhere in the White House, in the Capitol. They got cameras everywhere. So, okay, Secret Service can see everything that's going on in there. So if the dog bit them, they was doing something they wasn't supposed to be doing. Okay. And if I was a dog, I would bite them again. Bite them again, Commander. Keep on biting them until they ain't there no more. All right. They in the hospital. One of them's in the hospital now. So hopefully he won't come back. He'll take disability from this point on. Well, that's it for today. I was hoping that Mr. Lee Michaels would join me on today. I talked to him right before the show. He was in the process of, you know, doing some work, and he was going to finish up so he could try and join the show and have an opportunity to talk to us today. But I just want to talk about street news now. I want you guys to think about going over to the website, filling out the form that we have, and think about coming on here to join us for a show. We have many time slots. We just brought on a new street reporter on last week. If you saw the show, you saw Mr. Reven Fellows. He dropped in on us just for a moment to tell us about what's going on with him and what we're looking forward to having him on here with his street commentaries a little bit more often. We don't we have a lot of room. So if you're interested in having a show here on Street News Now, come on, join the family. Fill out the form. An administrator will get back to you, and we will have an opportunity to help you get your show up and running. If you're doing a show now that you would like to replay on Street News Now, come on and join us. We got plenty of room here. I have fun right here on the Noon Report, and we're going to be bringing in some of my old cast members from Six Guys and You. They're going to be coming on and joining us on the Noon Report just to give us an update on what's going on and where we can find them. So I'm looking forward to all of those things. Please subscribe, like, and share. Please subscribe, like, and share. If you subscribe, like, and share, we can grow the network. We need you to grow the network. Okay, help us do what we're doing here. This has been the Noon Report. I have been your host, Dr. Ron. So please come back and check me out next Wednesday. And I look forward to seeing you guys. You all be safe, be careful, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.